people to stand up and give me a standing ovation in Alifokpa. The record is there. I will tell them I'm their son. And today one of their son is going for deputy governor of Cross River State. And they should stand by me. Because in 1 year in office, I will ensure that the government of Sir Otto Jarvis will do a 10-kilometer of road. And I'm giving this commitment, and I will beg that if this is the only thing that my principal, the governor that will come on board on May 29, 2027, will do for us, just to tell him that I appreciate what the Yache people have done over time. Even if Yache is going to vote against us and we emerge, but I know they will not, because they will really see that the government that they suffered so much for, in the Ayade's government, we had more than 40 Yache sons in political appointment. Today, you cannot even point to about 5 or 6. In Ayade's government, I know the intervention of Professor Stephen Ode in terms of schools, the health centers, and whatever. Today, we are all begging just for a 3-kilometer of road that was promised, and today Okpoku Bridge could not be done. And when the scandal became too much, I still know that it was still the same Senator Professor Stephen Ode that has gone back now to pound that bridge with his own personal money. I feel for him. I pity for him, because he's my friend, he's my brother, he's my ally, that I have vowed that nothing can create any division between us. So that is the position. So when you say, what is my description of the performance of the governor? I would rather tell you that I stand by what the people of Cross River State have been saying in greater majority, that governor, you have not lived up to expectation, even though there is a greater opportunity for you to do it. And let me tell you the good news. You would have seen what I call, is it a drama I should use, or I should use the colloquial word, political premature ejaculation. Today, in Ikom, under this heavy rain, you are moving equipment. We had the whole of September, October, November, December. But because January to February, March, April, the whole of the north, it was dry season. The contractors handling the road from Ndok Junction through Abakpa to Igoli down to Monaya left the site. Nobody was there. Mbube Road was awarded. Where the deputy governor comes from? Nobody. But the moment they heard, the opposition have gotten their ass together. It is Alfonso Zogaiba that is going to be the deputy governor to Sir Otto Jarvis in PDP. All of a sudden, the PDP, they said it was dead, which we all said was dead. They have found out that it has resurrected. I can see premature political ejaculation in the field now. People are jumping. Oh, the contractor is doing this. How many months ago, the Okele Road, the 5-kilometer of road that has taken more than 3 years just to even get 1 kilometer asphalted. Now I heard work has been going on day and night. We like that. If Riverians have not even seen any achievement, why they should be happy with us is that the mere mention of our name is making the government of Cross River State, led by Senator Prince Bass to jump from one point to the other. A lot of people are calling me that he's now been calling people. He's now talking about reconciliation. He's now saying this. But the one that I want to advise him, stop threatening opposition. Stop threatening opposition. Donadieu came and governor and is gone. Leah came, is gone. Ayade is gone. You too will go. You will go and we'll still all be friends. You still all see us here, aligning. I was so unfair to the PDP. PDP made me their sole unopposed state chairman, even against Barrister Venat Shusikem. While Venat was in court challenging that, I left the PDP. During the election, I did my political evangelism, and I did not spare any leader in PDP with my sharp mouth. Today, let me use this opportunity to say, PDP, I am sorry. Let me also say, PDP, thank you. Unconditionally, I came into the PDP. And the next crown I saw was a crown of glory. That a man whom God has gracefully grace-filled with his grace and was elevated to glory, that was demented to the ground, to the grass, and to the grave, and was covered with gravel by Senator Prince Bassey Ededu. God used the PDP to exhume and return to glory. From DG of due process, to chairman of party, to chairman of federal board, now His Excellency in waiting. Is God not too faithful? So for me, I did not come to say I want to run election. For me, I only said, the APC has taken me. They said they expelled me. I did not challenge it. They deceived the neck before the president. They did not even circulate the memo to dissolve the ESCO of Cross River State, because they knew that I had a subsisting court order against the NWC, against the NEC, against the State Executive Committee, against the leadership at whatever level, not to tamper with my seat. So they deceived in that meeting of NEC on the 19th of December and just say they were dissolving the executive in Cross River State. How do you burn a whole house because you just want to catch one small rat? That is what has happened to APC in Cross River State. And in terms of party performance, I would say the leadership of the party has failed to manage this very all-important transition, because what I was doing was to persuade people. The government cannot solve our problem. Our wants are insatiable. The government does not have the resources to take care and make everybody happy. That was why our message of peace, love, unity, and growth was able to magnet people. How can I have an executive that succeeded me come into the party? From December that I received this ill treatment, I did not say anything, withdrew my case, even had to apologize to the governor to say, you are the boss. Everything that happened was in the past. Find a place in your heart and forgive me. Because I received wise counsel from 2 former governors, from bigger justices, from sitting governors, and say, please, your governor is your boss. Just go back to him. And my wife was of the same view. And I said, for all this, let me go and withdraw the case. I withdrew it. I said, the governor cannot deny it because it is in my phone. He never answered. Up till April, even during the wife's birthday, I still sent birthday message to them. I still send new month messages to them and kept my quiet. I was kept away. The Constitution Review Committee of APC, which Mr. President appointed me on the 26th of February 2024, my governor went and said I should not be seen around it. I went to Borno. They told them that he should walk me out. I went to Ondo. They said he should walk me out. For what offense? You were trying to remove me illegally. And I said, this is not the procedure. You accused me of fraud. For 2 million naira that I earn, and 2 million naira is interest of my office, which is what former chairman of party were earning. And despite the inflation in Nigeria and increment in minimum wage, I refused to increase my money. I rather decided to have little savings while I was taking care of the party. The same ESCO members working with me came and confessed to me that the chief of staff to the governor called them and said the system no longer wanted me. And that the governor was talking to them. Then I come to the governor, I go to the chief of staff. They all denied. The messages are here. They have no rule in it. That's what I told the national chairman. That my governor is saying that he has no rule in my removal. I told the vice chairman, South, that my governor is saying he has no role in my removal. I told the then deputy national chairman, Chief Emeneku, say my governor said he has no role. He said he just left your governor. He was saying the same thing, that he has no role. So if my governor is not in charge, who then is in charge? So you would have seen the revelation coming out of Cross River State in recent time those that are in charge. You are a journalist, you know it yourself. I don't want to mention names. But when we get to campaign, my brother, when we get to campaigns, everything is already there, and Riverians will know.
I want to ask you, why do you think the governor treated you like this because of somebody he was afraid of? Probably his predecessor?
I have been asked this question severally. I didn't want to believe it. Because for me, there was no leadership contest between his predecessor, who is Senator Professor Ben Ayade, and himself. And even when I saw that Professor Ayade was angry, because I recall that was in September 2024, during the build-up to the local government election, I got to hear that the governor had assured the former governor that he was going to allow him put the chairman in the Northern Senatorial District so that he doesn't need to come out to the field and waste his time or his energy. Let these ones be the foot soldiers that will be manning the structure of the party and be working for him behind closed door. And when it was now time for the election, I had a discussion with the former governor. I had a discussion with the present governor, and the present governor confirmed it and said I should go and get 5 names from the former governor. But I became worried because truly, I love the chief of staff so much. It's just that maybe God just wanted to fulfill this prophecy. Because God himself, whoever he wants to destroy, he first blinds before he gets them mad. So the blindness that they couldn't see my loyalty, and were misinterpreting loyalty to the gratitude I was showing to Professor Ayade, which led them to the madness that they exhibited, and which has brought their destruction, which they are about to be lobotomized. It's very clear. The book of Romans chapter 13, 1-7, if you go back, study it, it talks about loyalty to those in authority. Ayade is no longer in authority. But I recall very clearly, the book of Luke 17, 11-19 talks about gratitude, where Christ healed those 10 lepers. And he had cause to say, we healed 10. Where are the remaining 9? That one that came back, Alfonso Ogaiba will always remain the one that will be showing gratitude. And therefore it is not surprising when the former governor was coming to honor an invitation from the present governor during the wedding of his stepson. Former governor came with his wife from London. Even his younger brother was in Canada with the wife. They made it a point of duty to come. Since they handed over power May 29, 2023, they have not been to the state. This was their first time of coming. I know what Professor Ayade loves. And then I had heard some rumors. I don't want to say it. This is not the time for it. Okay. So I went to the governor. I said it would be good for us to have a reception for the former governor as he's coming, airport reception, bring people. Yeah. He supported 100%. But even me that organized that, I was overwhelmed. I didn't know Professor Ayade was so loved. More than 50% of the people that came there were not from me. I used my personal money. I did not take 1 kobo from anybody. And a lot of persons I gave money to mobilize people are still alive. These are going to be issues. I was trying to show gratitude to a man who made me Director General of Due Process and elevated me to the state chairman of party, which made President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to make me chairman of a governing board. All these 3 positions I've occupied, Governor 2 did not contribute to anyone. The only opportunity Governor 2 would have had was at the end of my tenure. Do you want me for second term, or do you want me somewhere? And he abused it. Is it my fault? And that was why I told you that I was at the point of glory. I was enjoying the grace of God. And he demoted me to the ground, brought me below the grass, took me to the grave, and casted me with gravel. But like Jesus Christ resurrected, despite that heavy tomb and stone, that was how God brought me out. And the next place I saw myself, boom, was in PDP as deputy governor. Number 2 man to be in Cross River State. And now people will say, is it Barrister Alfonso Ogaiba that is running election against Senator Prince Bassey Eredotu? You must be following. It has become a personal issue between us. My brother, it is not meant to be like that. I have a candidate running election, Sir Otto Jarvis, who himself has declared a seat of Governor 2 vacant based on non-performance. He should rather face him. Unfortunately, me and my friend, my childhood friend, Honorable Dr. Peter Agbeode, nothing will make us fight. Nothing will make us quarrel. It's a friendship of over 30-something years. He will remain my friend. I'm not contesting against him. And I will never say anything against him because he's a good man. He's a nice guy that has been very loyal. I rather even sympathize with him. I pity for him because I know what he has gone through. But thank God for the way God created him. And I'm very happy to hear the kind of kind words the governor just made to him on his birthday a few days ago. I think that for me is a vote of confidence on the deputy governor, whom I had already endorsed alongside the governor while I was in the party to run as governor and deputy governor. So what loyalty would have been more than that? You had told Professor Yade that you would support him for Senate. And when you changed your mind, I knew. Because I didn't hear from you, but I could get from the body language of your chief of staff. And I came to you as governor and said, please, sir, did you say this to the former governor? Did you still stand by it? It is not for consumption. Now let me keep my gunpowder dry. I know what he said. I know what happened. I know what happened, and I will say it during the campaigns. I have told a lot of people. So they should not even try to think they can kill me, because their action on the 11th of May, when I came to attend Senator Professor Stephen Ode's wedding, and I was returning to go to the airport, and they sent those 4 boys with machete to come and machete me at the gate of Pepperoni in Waterboard. And I'm speaking, God is my witness. God in heaven is my witness. But I have said today, because my ambition to be deputy governor will never make me get so desperate to even slaughter an ice fish or rat to get to this office. But for anybody who will try to spill any blood, God in heaven that I worship, God in heaven that I serve, and I don't serve any other God, Father in heaven, deal with those people, expose them, disgrace them. And that is my prayer to Almighty God today. I'm going to turn 51 years on Monday. The only thing I want God to do for me is to continue to protect me. God gave birth to me, and I started early infant activism. As early as 1982-83. I became conscious of everything I did from that time till now. I was an infant activist. My friends in primary school will tell you, there's a guy called Walter Ochelebe-Jakpa. We were classmates. I fought against the authority of the school that infants should not be allowed to use aqua and cut grasses. My teacher then, late teacher Odok, I still remember, Mr. Ekpo is alive, but I think Odok is deceased now. I don't know whether he's still alive. I remember they supported that motion. I was barely 7 years. And I grew at about 1991. I became a member of the Fidelity Promotions Club. When one of our friends was killed, I led a proper protest in Yala. The records are there. My late friend John Obeche. I'm speaking to facts. We founded a Fidelity Promotion. I graduated from that level of youth activism to student unionism. I became a household name in Nigerian politics of students' body, NANS. Go back to University of Maiduguri, they will tell you the Okadigbo made in Unimed. I am speaking on so that people will watch and follow my record. Then I became a lawyer, and I was doing more of judicial activism. Even my politics is laced with political activism. So I am not a politician. I am a 5-star activist. And so when I play the game the way I do, people must understand me. A lot of damaging things have been said about me, but this is an opportunity for me to clear my name on all those issues one after the other. Nobody can defend me more than myself. I defend people's rights, so I can defend myself. And all these are issues that will come later on. But I think Senator Prince Bassey Ededotu made a fundamental mistake in misunderstanding my gratitude to Professor Ben Ayade for loyalty. I knew he did not want Professor Ayade to go to the Senate, but he was not courageous enough to say it. And I gave him all the leeway to have helped him. And he knows. If I'm lying, may God strike me dead. If I am lying, may God in heaven strike me dead today. I told him, sir, allow me to go and tell the former governor not to run. And I had my reasons for it. Because I didn't want the former governor to be disgraced. And he gave him the highest level of what I would say a non-complimentary remark by telling his chief press secretary, who was deputy chief press secretary and appointee of the former governor, to issue a circular to summon him to go and see the president. If the former governor did not take that as an insult, if every Cross-Riverian did not take that, with the knowledge I had of what was playing on, and how unprovoked the former governor, his family, and everybody that was Ayade, Koli, were being mistreated, it came to tell me so much that, frankly speaking, Senator Prince Bassey Ededotu was not fair. Was not fair to Ayade. Ayade gave his life. I gave my life. I would have been killed. That we left PDP to APC was because we had a man whom we wanted to make governor. PDP fought us with everything. Senator Ode became a casualty on account of this. We all suffered it. That is not the way we would have been rewarded. But we are not on a vengeance mission. Vengeance is of the Lord. We have since left it to God. If that is God's judgment on Governor Tu today, he should take it as his comeuppance, because Cross-Riverians have passed judgment on him that he cannot go back. He accused me in December that I was the one sponsoring Austin Ibok to be writing those damaging things about the sleaze and Kwanzamania in government. God again is my witness. I do not think if I've had any contact with Austin Ibok, and I want this to go viral. Let Austin Ibok tell the world whether I have had anything to do with him. The governor accused me of that. The same governor accused me of stealing a generator that I bought in a project site that government has not paid, in the concrete roofing tiles project, that I made sure I put in every resources that they have not paid me with my money. When they went to go and cut the cables, I took that generator for safekeep inside my compound. The governor accused me of stealing it. Did anybody hear it? The same governor was appointing PDP people into government then, when our APC people that we have collected their names had not been appointed. I said, please, Your Excellency, these frontline people that fought us like this, can you please help and put the APC people in appointment before you bring them? You kept us to develop a big manuscript of our people that work that should be given appointment. You've not done that, and you are bringing people that really fought us into government. Why not? I'm not saying you should not bring them in. Bring them, but first consider our APC people. Mr. Governor, please allow National Assembly members to have some sense of belonging. I went with my deputy chairman and secretary around Abuja after the local government election. 100% of the stakeholders I met, nobody said any kind words about the governor. Why should people stay around and pretend? I was not born to be a pretender. That is why I tell you I'm not a politician. I will be consistent in what I'm telling you. They sponsored people against me to say during Northfest, I went and collected people's money. A proper time will come and I will defend that. I was the soul the brain, the skeleton, the blood, the life wire of Northfest. For the 3 years we had Northfest, it was an opportunity to have the Northern Senatorial District Cultural Carnival, or in the calendar of Cross River State, because we do the Otumobong in the south, we do the Leboku in the central. That very industrial zone I created in the north, because I was the one that went and cleared those places. There's a man called Simon Intaji. I had to use my money to pay him compensation. On the 23rd day of December 2015, I used my own personal money to pay him compensation, and I removed all his oil palm and said, this is government land. That is why we have that area reserved for government today. I did that. Farmers came, over 500 farmers in 2019. I was not in charge of the one in Bekwara. Tom Odama, who is the chapter chairman, I made all the chapter chairmen to control their various zones. And I gave them money. The governor brought money there through Ken Akla. And I was a DG of due process. I said, every yam tuber should not go beyond 500. But the one that is too big, let's put it at 700 naira. Wow. And then a businesswoman, said he took her yam to Bekwara, that Tom Odama said they have taken to Calabar. I said, I don't have any business. Go to Tom Odama. And Tom Odama said what was left was 1 million naira. And she was claiming about 3 million. I said, I am not aware of that. But can you allow us to meet the governor to help? The next thing, our brothers in PDP took over the matter. They brought my matter here to Brekete. But go back and watch that Brekete thing. They gave me a standing ovation here. When the women that came, one of them could not deny that I dashed her 500,000. And I told them what I was doing to help that other woman, even though I did not see the yam tuber. Today people put on social media against me that I ate people, farmers' money. So if I have 500 farmers, even out of the 12 disciples of Jesus Christ, there was a Judah. So if I have 500, I expected that at least 150 would have been truant like that woman. But just 2-3 of them came out. And from that day, I said I was not going to be part of it again. And that was how Northfest ended till today. Today, what is the benefit? Our people are crying. Go and ask an average farmer. It was more like a bonanza for them. It was a bazaar for them. We were doing that so that government can encourage people to go into agro-industrialization. You see that damaging thing about my name? It is an opportunity now, because I will stand and control the microphone. I will have free media. I don't need to pay for it again. And people will hear me. I will give account of everything I did as DG of due process. And luckily for me, I have appeared before EFCC several times, both in Uyo, both in Port Harcourt, to answer questions about the government, the activities of the last government. And every issue that they saw my signature, because I was the last clearing officer. And like I told people, I had this subject approval to due process. So come and ask me on any procurement issue, and there is nothing that I put my signature on the document that I was not convinced I was right. And I tell people, if anything was not right, hold me responsible. And I went. In Port Harcourt, just in 2024, they looked at everything. They said, we have checked everything, but we are not. I said, no, go back to my record in the office. They said, we have seen that about 400 million was what passed throughout in the whole of Ayade's administration in due process. I said, no, don't say 400 million. Because I left that office on the 15th of September 2021. When they calculated, they said, everything that came was about 200 million. I said, do you know what that 200 million is? Including the training I was doing, including every printing, running of the office, machines, buying of stationery, printing of certificate of no objection. When I went, I said, if you come to that and your job is up to date, I sign and give to you. I never collected bribe from anybody. That anybody will come and stand and tell me you did this, do that. Whatever I have today, God has helped me to earn it. In law of evidence, we say when you give evidence of good character, evidence of bad character about you should come and defend it. Senator Prince Basedo Tutu recently came out to say he rejected over 200 billion. Yeah. And it became an issue. And I was worried. Because 2 years ago, the governor just made that allusion. They have offered him bribe of 60 billion and he rejected. Last year, what was I even asking him to support? And he said, we don't have money. Spending so much money on this our oil well. I spent about 20 billion. This was not to anybody. And that's what I'm telling him. Say it, come out. Who are these people that have been offering you this bribe? So that we can go after them. Because what that means is that it means this our oil well, Mr. President must know and give it to us today. Yeah. So I stand 100% in support of Governor 2 for our oil wells. In fact, Governor, if it warrants me to leave my deputy governorship slot to come and stand and carry you through Ojobe for you to get our oil wells, I will do it for you. But you must do one thing first. Tell us who offered you bribe of over 200 billion. Because I did not say that one. It was your deputy chief press secretary that came up and your people were sharing it. And there is something Cross Riverians are saying. Our governor is like, we don't know you again. Is this you? And me too, I can tell you, I don't know our governor again. The same governor that has entered this house before and I know. The same governor that has visited me in the village before. So I know him, but I don't know him again. Something is happening. My people say when a soothsayer sees something about you and tell you, you yourself go and think twice. Yeah. Mr. Governor, go and sit down and think twice. You are an apostle. You are meant to be a very sweet man. Your words are meant to be believed. You have taken the path of bitterness. So when you hear people calling you bitter prince today, they are not just calling you bitter prince to mock you. Everything around you has become so bitter. Why do you hate some of us so much? For all the good we did for you, you choose to pay us with evil. Why? Why do you hate the Ayades so much? Why do you hate anything related to the Ayades? I am not holding brief for the Ayades, but I will remain eternally grateful to the Ayades. Not as if I was not a successful legal practitioner here in Abuja. I had built my house here in Games Village. And I was living comfortable before. I saw my first 1 naira in government in 2016. But was I not a millionaire before then? I ran an election in 2010 where I spent over 20-something million all from my hands. I had built my house in the village. I had my SUV. So those necessities of life, God had already given me. I had my children. All before that period. So I am not a man that you say I just went to government to see my first 1 naira. I didn't go to government in penury. So God prepared me for all this. And I am ready to give account of all that. All we demand is that Governor 2 be prepared to give account. Because there is what we call AIT. Accountability, Integrity, and Transparency. That is our mission statement. And that is why, whether the governor likes it or not, whether members of my party that worked with me or the ones that are there like it or not, the allegation they made against me that I embezzled money will become an issue. Because I will use that point to clear my name. They will tell them who made the allegation. They must prove it. Because I see them recycling that video every day to say they passed a vote of no confidence. I pity for them. Do you know my joy? They are all licking their wounds. 15 or whether 13 of those chapter chairmen that were misled and some chapter secretary, they did not return. The whole state executive committee, almost about 20 of them did not return. The zonal officer did not return. Look at me very well. Do I look like a man who is not very happy where I am today? Of all of us, including all this, but I'm the only happy person. The governor himself knows that he's not a happy person today. Because he has used his hand to destroy himself. Let him go and pray to God for forgiveness. Like we Catholics we do. Let him go and confess his sins. Even if he's not a Catholic, let him just pretend to be one. So that he can take his penance. And that penance, what I expect of him to do, is to sit down in his quiet. Somebody had told me somewhere that he felt very bad the way he treated me. And he was looking for a way to make amends or something. Me, I hold nothing against him. I did not come and say I wanted to run deputy governor. God only used PDP. And I must thank from the national leadership of the party. His Excellency Yeson Ezonwa Wike. down to the leader in the state, Ntufan Professor Sandy or Jan Ono, the original Caterpillar and incoming president, down to the governorship candidate, Sir Otto Jarvis, a well-refined man, very cerebral, an entrepreneur, good family and business background, a wonderful, easygoing man, no issue, no baggage. That is the next governor. We are committed to doing only one term. 4 years. 4 years. I heard the governor saying you cannot truncate zoning. It was me that stood by zoning. If not, he will not be governor. And I say it again. I was the one that cleared him when he was disqualified. Okay. Let him go and check the message he sent to me on the 25th day of May 2022. The call he made to me and the clearance I sent to him with a stamp of House of Representatives. That was what I used and put in the entire social media. And then Abdullahi Adamu, whom myself, the former governor, Senator Florence Itagiwa, Higgins Peters, Chief Edem Duke, and others had gone to persuade with Betta Edu shortly before then. Now came back and had a brainwave. And I told Dr. Betta Edu, I said, stay back. Please, don't come for the primaries. Stay and make sure you hold an NWC meeting. Because in the absence of the panel disqualifying the governor, and the appeal panel also already disqualifying him, and with us having no document to show, the party has overriding power to clear him and put him. Let's continue with other things and take our time to ask the governors, where do we get these documents? But the other remaining thing, Riverians will hear during campaign.
Let's get that.
Yes.
Let's get that clear.
Yes.
At what point was the governor now cleared?
Because
you kept referring to it, how instrumental you were to his emergence.
Yeah. The governor's clearance, final clearance, on the 25th day of May 2022. Mark that date. 25th of May 2022 was when the clearance that made Governor Otu to become the candidate of the party came. And it was finally ratified by the legal advice I gave to the former governor and to Dr. Betta Edu. I'm speaking to people that are still alive. Dr. Betta did not come to Calabar on the 26th when we had that very tough primaries between himself, Barrister Christopher Gara, and Minister John Owaneno. You understand? Yeah. All I did was to inflame the party, because a week before then, and that was when a woman I respect so much, Senator Florence Itagiwa, came up to say that it was not you that cleared the governor. We know the role we played. I agree with her that she played a very good role, which I cannot discountenance. In fact, no human being in the South gave more support. The woman took it as if that is the last wish she wanted on earth. And I would never say anything against her. Even when she granted that interview, and people said, Senator Florence Itagiwa has countered me. But this is an opportunity to tell her that effort, she came, that Minister Chief Eden Duke also accompanied us with Higgins, and we all went to the National Chairman's office, then Abdullahi Adamu, in company of the former governor, and explained everything to the party that this is the choice of the party, and we're following zoning, and this is a man that can help us win election. And we had all those embellishments because we needed to defend the action we had taken as a party, because nomination is a product of the party, and I was party chairman, and Professor Yade gave me free hands to run the party. So I needed to stand by who he wanted. That does not mean that I did not have young men that I would have preferred, in person of Asuko Ekpenyong and Ben Akak. But my loyalty to Professor Yade was that who he wanted was going to be. And that is how loyal I was, because he was in authority. And I was guided by the book of Romans 13:1-7. So, all that action we did a week later, when we now went to get the panel to go. Chief Larry Ode is still alive.
He was to go and return election in Rivers State. He called me and said, our materials are ready here. There is one of my boys, he's in the National Secretariat. They call him Aliyu. Aliyu had called me. The governor called me. In fact, there is that document people will see before the campaign. You will see the call. I went and truly I saw that O2 was not cleared. I said, what? After we had resolved all this issue in company of dignitaries from Cross River State, this will not happen. I am the party. I am the party. And if the NWC had agreed with us, let me put them now to the task. I stood there in the office, told them to type a new clearance. I got a lady there in that office and she typed the letter. I put cleared on all of them. I looked for a stamp of governorship I did not see. I took a House of Representatives stamp and stamped the document and put it on social media. Go back to social media of 25th day of May 2022. Go back to every social media and check. The noise that went around that time was, oh, Governor 2 has been cleared. Then some PDP people and some APC people that were sympathetic to Waneno and Kankara, they boldened it and checked that, oh, this is not clear and this House of Reps, this thing. But they did not know that that was the only way because I needed to alert the NWC to come back and sit. They sat down on the 26th. The National Organizing Secretary signed a letter now in their NWC, and in fact, they forwarded it to my WhatsApp because I was the one that put the entire panel of people I trusted. They are all alive. I took an aircraft and moved all of them to Calabar, camped them in Mega Hilton, coordinated all of them, and made sure that the consensus candidate of the party should emerge. Because that was the choice of majority of our people, and that was the choice of the former governor, and I was bound by it. So the people that should have been angry with me, Senator John Owaneno and Barrister Chris Agara. But I thank God I've since apologized to them because I needed to be loyal to the system. And that is what I did. But that was something I did that today I thought I should be rewarded and not to be so disgraced, humiliated, unfairly accused. A time will come, we'll ask ourselves.
Was it something that concerned fraud that he was not cleared? Because it's been recurring. Recently, it has emanated again that the governor was not cleared because his documents were fraudulent.
For now, if you permit me.
Yes.
Because if I burn all my lifeline, when it comes to the time that I will entertain cross Riverians with what they will need to hear, it will have become stale.
Okay.
Sometimes they say, serve it hot.
Okay.
The time is coming for that. But the good thing is that the reasons and everything is already in the hands of our campaign team.
Okay.
And that's why we have advised the governor that it is better. Since the seat, say your seat is vacant, hand over now. Or substitute yourself.
Okay.
Because it's going to be a walkover for us. We don't have a contest. And for other political parties, you do not have what it takes to remove Governor 2. We have it.
Are you leveraging on the anger across River State, especially the youth, concerning the failed infrastructure, the bad road networks, the unemployment, as against what took place in the last administration, the one-sided administration, the policy of the government? Because that's been resonated all across the social media. There's anger. Are you capitalizing on this, or it's something you are seeing ahead and said, okay, fine, this is a good opportunity for us to go ahead?
No, like I told you,
Yes.
apart from the office of the president of this country, which if you call me today to come and run, and I will tell you, I do not have what it takes to run. For the Senate of the Federal Republic, I am more than qualified. For the governorship of the state, I'm more than qualified, but zoning doesn't favor me. And that's why we have insisted, unlike the mistake PDP made in 2023. Professor Sandiono is a wonderful man, highly cerebral. He's a good to go at any time. And that is why God today has found him worthy to run the presidency of Nigeria. The only mistake then was not knowing that Cross Riverians wanted to be guided by the zoning formula. So that zoning we did gave us 40%, 35 to 40% advantage. Cross River is a PDP state. Yesterday was my 5 years. Would have been my 5 years in APC. Because I decamped to APC on the 5th day of June 2021.
Yeah.
And the signals were very clear. The battle men were there. The accidental gun discharge that came from my orderly with 9 casualties that I would have buried. Again, I used the opportunity to say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for removing that shame out of me. What the enemies wanted was bad. But I'm also happy that those that orchestrated all those evil, I don't think any of them is still alive. None of them is alive. And so when people fear me, I tell them it's because I have a God called Jesus who saves me all the time. I am never alone. Jesus is always with me. So when you try to come after me, when you fight a man of grace, you will surely be disgraced. So we are not just capitalizing on the anger like you said, but truth can never be hidden. PDP was eventually going to have a candidate. And when eventually a man in the mold and character, a very good character in person of Senator Jarvis, was taken, they wanted a perfect pair. Yala local government, where I come from, remains the major bastion of enlightened politics, greater awareness, and humongous vote harvest. And then they were looking for a fearless and courageous young man. I have it in superabundance. Even fear fears me. Even the word they call fear fears me. So people who do not fear me, I pity for them. Because I'm not an ordinary human being. I am so molded by God. I can confront a dynamite. So all those people that say, one bullet, if you hit me in a very bad place, I'm gone. But that will not take away the ideal I stand for.
Yeah.
And we are insisting. Professor Yade is there, and I'm happy. Governor Otu himself told me that Professor Yade told him that take that man very seriously, because that is one young man that was always telling me the truth. I earned the office of state chairman because I could sit down in ESCO and go and call every ESCO member that was with Governor Yade and challenge memos that were not correct. Professor Ivaretu, who was deputy governor, call and ask him. I'm mentioning names. Call Chief Martin Orims. He was chief of staff. Call what's this guy's name? Dano Simonson, commissioner for works. There was a time you come to me. Do you know why I love and respect you? You are a man of honesty. You are a man of integrity. You say the things the way they are. I don't mind whose us is God. I am an enigma, so sometimes when people misunderstand me, I don't blame them. But I think it was for this reason God brought me. And God has just chosen Senator Jarvis and I to liberate Cross River State. We are not desperate. It is left for Cross Riverians to make their choice. If you expect us to come and sacrifice anything, we will not do it. If you expect us to come and share money, we don't have. 7 months out of not any salary anyway, God has helped me to do all the good things I've been doing. I'm still taking care of the orphans that are in school. I brought light to Imaji and Ikpiri community 10 years ago. I am the only one that has been paying NEPA bill. Till today, I have just paid the one of last month. In several hundreds of thousands. I keep all my aids and paying them. God has been wonderful to me. Go back and check my record and come and tell me that I stole this money and stole the other money there. Take me to court, let me go and defend it. And that is why we are challenging people. That is a period of accountability. And I am ready to put myself. I will stand naked on it. Run me from up to down. I am prepared. And this government, they are available to everything. I was DJ of the prayer. Go back to my record. I was chairman of party. Go back to my record. And so when the governor went and misrepresented facts, and then the chapter chairman swallowed it hook, line, and sinker.
The best evidence is documentary evidence, not parole. That is our account statement generated from the bank. I kept it before that. And they looked at it. Just like Pontius Pilate said during the infamous trial. He said, we have found nothing against this man. The NWC said, we have found nothing incriminating about you. We have told your governor that he should allow you. My governor was out to achieve what?
And that is why I pity when people talk about leaders from Northern Cross River. They rather have my sympathy. It was not about me. It wasn't about me looking for second term. It was about a people not respected. We bring the highest organic vote, and we have a governor that has denigrated us and has no regards for us. He looked at all of us as poor in reasoning, poor in wealth, because we gather every day to gyrate. We are like clowns before him. If we all are blind, somebody should stand and say, no, we are not. It takes only one man to stand and say no. Don't forget, Reverend Ikobi, under PDP, was state chairman of party 4 years.
Yeah.
Ambassador Sonia Bank had for 4 years.
Yeah.
It means the Central had it for 8 years.
Yeah.
Ekpo Okon had it for 4 years. Achot Okon, John Okon Achot, had it for 4 years. That is 8 years.
Yeah.
Ntufame Dimonok, Nokedim, had it for 5 years. That is 13 years in the South. The first time a son of the North was having it under a ruling party,
4 years.
I had it for 4 years. You don't need me again. Why not give it to another son of the North? But because they don't have regards for us.
You think all this will work against the governor come 2027?
Of course, these are going to be major issues.
Okay.
These are major issues. A man who has no regards for you, why do you want to have regards for him? Because of hunger? We are never a hungry people.
At all.
And we must stand and tell the governor that we are not hungry people. Our people must stand up because I will lead from the front. We are not hungry people. And let him not deceive anybody. Let the governor not deceive anybody and think we want to come and do 8 years. Senator Jarvis will complete his tenure and will beat the drum every day. Power is going to the central in 2031. So other one that is saying that we cannot truncate zoning, tell us your performance. Anything you want to do today, we already know that you are ready now to open the vote to work. We welcome it.
Okay.
But that shows that we have already defeated you ahead of election.
Okay.
Because now, politics have started.
Yeah.
That's taking a ground seat. And all those people that are saying they are doing reconciliation, this and that is medicine after death. I know what he said about all of you at the appropriate time. You all hear.
It's okay.